So you've generated leads for your business. The challenge is now to develop a strategy that's going to convert a good proportion of those prospective customer leads into actual paying customers. With lead conversion tactics, not everything's made equal. The goal is for you to find a mix of techniques that matches your business model, what you're selling, and how your customer prefers to interact with the business. I have made a list of the top 13 techniques I recommend for you to consider. And to help you assess which ones are the right fit for you, I have also put them in preference order. Thank you very much. Based on my experiences using them, that is. Stick around to the end of the video if you want to know what to do if you also need help understanding how to generate leads for your business. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to season 2 on the channel, the one where you start building a fundamentally stronger business. I suggest you subscribe or this puppy gets it. Number 13, sending email campaigns. Regular old email is a fantastic way to talk to your prospective customer leads by answering FAQ questions, sending them info and special offers, maybe new product updates, seasonal promotional announcements, upcoming webinars, and encouraging them to visit your website. Now, whilst emails are a great way to reach your customer directly, it can be a bit of a carpet bomb approach with little ability to make an impact if prospective customers just aren't opening emails. Quick confession, I don't know about you, but I rarely like to open generic emails from businesses who have my email address. Saying that, when I occasionally see an email about some sales at one of my favorite clothes suppliers, I do give it a cheeky click and somehow end up buying things. So I suppose it does work on some level. It's for this reason that I have put this lead conversion technique at number 13. It's a great supplementary technique, but won't be enough in and of itself. If this is something that you'll be trying, here is my advice on how to get started. List the major problems that your customer faces and how your product or service helps them to solve these problems. This list becomes the list of topics for your email series. Next, you've got to come up with an attention-grabbing subject line. No matter how well your email is crafted, without a striking subject line, that email is just not getting opened. After the challenge of the subject line, it's all about the first sentence or the hook. This sentence confirms to the reader that they've made the right choice by opening the email. Next, I wouldn't spam their inbox. 2 to 4 emails a month should suffice. Make sure that every communication has a clear call to action. This one is critical. These emails hold no value if you are not directing customers to take action. Usually a shop now or a check price button work very well. Next, test. Check which campaigns are working, which emails get the most responses, how many people are opening the mails. If things are working, great. Do more of that. If something isn't working, change it up. Keep growing your mailing list. You can expect to lose around 22% of subscribers annually. That's 22% of potential conversions, so make sure you replace them. Number 12, displaying trust indicators. Your website creates the first impression and presents the subliminal cues that signals trust to help users decide whether they're comfortable with spending their money with you or not. These are website elements that may or may not be obvious at the first glance, but have a considerable influence over the user's decision. The 5 trust indicators that assist with lead conversion online are contact information that is prominently displayed on your website, since this builds a reassurance that there is somewhere the users can go to reach someone, signaling that it's safe to trust the business. Social profiles. These show that you are a serious business with an interest in connecting with customers and that you actually engage with them, meaning that you're trying to genuinely build a business rather than make a quick buck. Next, social proof and reviews. These are by far one of the first things new users tend to look at. Having reviews on your website along with the actual identity of the reviewer builds a high level of trust with your brand, as the users tend to see such reviews as legitimate. It also shows that as a business, you're open to what people have to say to you. Next, we have trust badges. These are any logo or images of well-known brands that build confidence in users. An SSL certificate for your website, for instance. When you have this certificate, your site URL in the browser address bar informs the user that this site is secured with an SSL certificate. Similarly, verification badges by payment gateways like Visa and MasterCard or PayPal, as well as security scan badges by known software companies are other great examples of trust badges. Awards and recognitions, they're another way to build trust. They show that your brand is recognized in the industry and is as good as your website copy suggests. It shows credibility and you're striving for excellence. Next, website policies such as a privacy policy or a return policy on your website, which contain details about business rules, standards, terms and conditions, legal information, yada, yada, yada. Showing this is not only required, but they also indicate that you're an organized and upfront business. As with number 13, trust indicators are an excellent secondary measure to help with lead conversion. Number 11, sharing case studies. My next tip for converting hot leads into sales is to remember that everyone loves a good story. And when you are purchasing a service, a case study is the ultimate story. It shows in clear detail how an existing customer had a very specific problem and you helped them sort it. And now they're living happily ever after. Simple and useful. So how exactly do you write a great case study? Think of a case study as a turbocharged testimonial, which is laser focused on a good customer experience. Therefore, we need all the parts of a good story: a problem, a crisis, a damsel in distress, and a hero. That's your product, by the way. Pick a really specific problem which a customer has had in the past and talk with them to figure out exactly how your product or service help them to fix this problem, and be super specific. So one problem and one solution per case study. Show data and figures if the customer is happy to do so. Maybe how your software helped them to reduce processing time on a particular job by 40% and save them £10,000 per month. They were happy when their problem was solved, and it proves that your product is worth the money. Then publish your case studies everywhere possible. On your blog, social media, in a newsletter, as a downloadable PDF. You've gone to the time and trouble to write it, so don't be shy. Case studies are a third-party endorsement of your product and will help to develop trust with potential customers. Number 10, live chat. If you're thinking about adding a live chat to your website, live chat is a great way to create rapport, trust, and relationships with site visitors and can be instrumental in gaining a sale when used right. Customers today want easy and friction-free shopping experiences, and live chat is a brilliant way to provide this for them. The chat option is right there on their screen where they are browsing, and it doesn't require them to swap an app or to make a call or to send an email if they have a question. The common assumption with live chat is that you have to have someone there assisting users 24/7. This is not in fact true. It is now perfectly acceptable to man the chat service during office hours. And then if your user is using the service out of hours, you just simply let them know that the inquiry has been emailed to the team, so they will receive a response as soon as your office opens again. The trick with operating chat lines is to keep things transparent and managing expectations. Finally, live chat is a resource that helps even after the chat ends and the sale is made. You can use it as a learning experience and a market research tool. Are users asking the same questions repeatedly? If so, offer a FAQ section on your website. Are there queries about products, but the answers are already on your website? Sounds like the answers are hard to find. Maybe you need to change your layout or your copy instead. These transcripts are invaluable as they are highlighting problems customers are having right when they are trying to make a purchase. Ignore them at your peril. Number 9, limited choices. One way to really help your customer make a decision to purchase is to be kind and reduce the decision fatigue. Too many choices and options can be overwhelming and frustrating. I've personally definitely felt pushed into analysis paralysis when comparing different products and offers from companies, but I have to say the ones that have really got this whole thing down are tech companies. Tech platforms have understood that 3, maximum 4 price tiers with optional add-ons is the sweet spot. Any more or any less, and your potential customer is walking out the door. Instead of losing a sale, reduce your offering and make it really easy for customers to purchase. Your customer is then far more likely to recommend the same product to friends when the choosing process is easy and frustration-free. Marketing people call this product stickiness. It turns out that this stickiness is influenced by how simple it is to make a decision. Keep your website and sales material clear and simple to follow. Use intuitive design on your site and only have information content with no filler material. 8. Bundling products. Another great tactic to help generate a sale and increase revenue at the same time is to bundle products. This can help to introduce customers to new products, takes advantages of impulse buy urges, and provides the customer with value so they feel good about their purchase. A great example of this is the McDonald's extra value meal. You can bundle your burger, fries, and milkshake for a reduced price, but you could still buy each of them individually if you don't want everything. Certain products really lend themselves to bundling. As we've already seen, food meal deals, they're an easy bundle, but so are digital products. For example, a game and its expansion pack. Technical products like a games console and accessories. Like all my other suggestions for increasing your sales conversions, it's important to keep bundling customer focused. Only offer bundles that make sense and will help the customer feel like they're getting a good deal. Make them good value, but also time limited, which really drives home the good feeling when they avail of it. On the other hand though, every product in the bundle should be available individually too. You don't want the customer to feel like they've been forced into buying something they didn't want or didn't need. Done correctly, an appropriate bundle deal can be what gives your company the edge and cinches that deal for you. 7. Upselling and cross-selling. Upselling and cross-selling are very similar to each other in that they're both methods of increasing the sales revenue at the point of sale. Upselling is where a customer spends more by upgrading their product at the point of purchase. For example, by changing to the premium version of what they were originally buying. One very effective upsell is to offer free shipping when the customer basket hits a specific amount. Please reassure me, I'm not the only person who's spent an extra £20 to get free shipping. Let's collectively agree to ignore the fact that shipping may have been only an extra $5.99. The free shipping offer is a perfect upsell as the customer feels like they're getting a great service. It's relevant to their sale and they have a choice to accept it or not. But it's pretty compelling, let's be honest. Cross-selling, on the other hand, is where the customer adds on something else to their original purchase. Like how when your waitress asks if you want a piece of cake with your coffee. Or Nespresso sales assistants sells you monthly coffee pod subscriptions to go along with your shiny new coffee machine. The reason why this works beautifully for lead conversion is that often the customer won't take note of the extra upsold or cross-sold purchases. In the customer's psychology, these are treated more as conveniences you are offering them, and so your business is seen as helpful rather than pushy. Done tactfully, considerable additional revenue can be earned for your business, hence why this has made it to number 7 on our list. 6. Compelling copy and CTAs. If there's anything that will make or break your sales conversions, it's your website copy and the call to action it drives. Let me explain. Copy is the text on your website, emails, and any other written material. Your copy is how you hook your customers into your website and story and make that sales conversion. Good copy will keep people on your site and help them make their sale, where bad copy will drive people away and they will probably never return. 10 years ago, when I would be preparing copy for a website, at that time, it was all about writing reams and reams of pages with everything from the history of the business to long, jargon-filled sales blurb. Oh, I shudder to think how I ever thought that was what customers would want to see, let alone read. Well, thankfully, that trend has changed for the better, and today it's all about being deliberately selective in what you say and with what you don't. The idea with copy is to keep it conversational and aligned with how you would actually speak to your customer. That is in plain English, just in case you're confused. No fancy vocab, no rambling diatribes, and definitely no hyperbole. The better you are at communicating with your customer using understandable language, your chances to convert that lead multiplies dramatically. It follows on from this though, that copy in and of itself cannot be enough. Without a call to action or a CTA, potential customers can get distracted and fail to do the one action that will actually get you the sale. For the sake of clarity, A call to action is a prompt on a website that tells the user to take a specified action. A call to action is typically written as a command or an action phrase, such as sign up or buy now, and generally takes the form of a button or a hyperlink. Without it, your potential customer consumes the website copy and thinks, oh, that's nice, I should do something about this, and then moves on. Compare that to a site that has hot copy. The customer is understanding everything and thinks, yes, I want this. And then a shiny buy now button tells them exactly what they need to do next. We both know which one is going to make the sale and which one will not. 5, user-friendly websites. Having a website that is clunky or visually unappealing or loaded with unnecessary information with slow upload speeds is equivalent to having a messy, overpacked, poorly ventilated store or showroom that turns off a potential buyer and repels them from your business. I know that's a bit harsh to hear, but honestly, I don't lie. Know who your customer is and what information they need answered to want to progress the sale, and make that information the easiest to find on your website. It really is as simple as that. When HubSpot researched the topic, they found that when people were asked about what they felt the key factor in a website is, over 75% of those surveyed ranked ease of finding information at the top. The way I see it is, the potential customer is in need for a bit more information or proof of your business expertise before they engage in the sale. So this makes a business's website's one goal to communicate whatever it is needed to transform a potential customer to an actual customer. So dump the urge to keep talking about who you are and what you do, and just give the customer what they're looking for. One last tip for you here. Understand that the massive majority of the visitors to your website, they're going to do so on their mobile phone. So prioritize how your website works and functions on a mobile phone, even above desktop, I'd say. Your website is a crucial tool to converting those leads. So I would, honest to God, consider bringing in the professionals who can keep you on the straight and narrow, because you can't afford to get this one wrong. Number 4, unique landing pages. A landing page is a web page where visitors land after clicking on a call to action button, a pay-per-click ad, or even an advert on a third-party website. The landing page gives the user only information relating to what they originally clicked for. So if it was an advert for a particular product or a service, a good landing page is one that details that one product. You must have seen this when it comes to courses. They have an advert on Instagram or on YouTube, and then when you click the link to learn more, it takes you to a landing page that is breaking down the course components, and then at the end of the page, it asks you for a purchase. The main thing to understand here is that you have placed the link that will get the potential customer on this page. So you know what you originally wrote on the link to encourage the click-through. Therefore, it naturally follows that you know what it is the visitor is looking for. It is this one thing that is the single purpose for your landing page, and you need to obsessively focus on it. Let me show you what I mean. Let's Google CRM system. Can you see the ad at the top for Salesforce? Let's click it. Know now that the team at Salesforce know that the visitors to their page will be coming from a Google PPC ad, and so the chances are they are new to the business. In fact, if you look at the URL in the address bar, you can even see that it's not a true homepage, but a campaign page. In other words, a landing page. On this landing page, they have put up top the one main goal for this page, which is to get you familiar with the business so you consider signing up to trial the software. As you go down the page, everything they're showing is all to do with why the software is so amazing. The chat window at the bottom is there in case you want to speed things up, and interestingly, if we scroll back to the top, there's no link to other pages on the main Salesforce website. That's because the assumption is if you've Googled CRM system and then click the ad on Google, you are in the market to buy. So letting you click away would distract you from taking the one action they are wanting you to take, signing up for the trial. Now compare the difference between this landing page to the actual homepage for Salesforce. So if you directly type www.salesforce.com, this is what you see. This looks more like a typical website. We have all the different menu items on the top navigation bar. We have links to demos, information articles, and what's the latest with the company. We also have some learning articles. Basically, there is no one driving action the generic homepage is pushing in the way that the landing page does. Unique landing pages are powerful, and with the right copy and CTAs, they do convert sales. Any good sales strategy would leverage this opportunity. 3, scarcity. This is less a tool, but more a psychological play to motivate a prospective client to cross the line and make a purchase from you. Have you ever visited a supermarket on the last few days before Christmas and you see the shelves emptying before your very eyes? There's this rising panic and the fear of missing out is strong. So much so that you overload your trolley with more food than you would ever need. That's the power of scarcity. It motivates quick action by the customer. There are 2 types of scarcity you can use to boost sales conversion. Quantity-related scarcity, such as the hurry, only 5 left notices, or the time-related scarcity. These are when you see signs saying, sale ends today, or the offer expires in 11 hours and 56 seconds. As useful as the scarcity tool is, though, it's a tricky one, because if you overuse it or it comes across as fake, customers won't make the purchase, or worse, they will lose trust in you and your business. To use this technique correctly, you will need to justify why what you're offering is scarce for your business. Make sure it's a believable reason. Then your scarcity offer must fit with your brand message. So for instance, you can't promote yourself as a luxury brand and then say you have a 24-hour sale, everything 50% off, buy now, plastered everywhere. Scarcity is a powerful tool to convert when used correctly. 2, multiple payment options. The easier you make it for your prospective customers to buy from you, the more chances of lead conversion. Having options to pay by credit card, debit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, by telephone, Bax, etc. are all trust triggers and comforting for a prospective customer thinking of buying from you. For higher ticket purchases, it's also worth your business considering offering the option to pay in installments through an accredited credit platform. All of this is about removing friction and making it easier for a prospective customer to say yes. Number 1, consistent user journey. This is my top lead conversion tactic and one that I feel very passionate about. The customer sees the business as one whole entity, regardless of the channel of communication with it. Whether they are visiting the website or talking to a staff member face-to-face, customers expect a consistent customer experience every time they interact with the business. The more you manage this, the greater the customer satisfaction and the better the trust in your business. In 2014, McKinsey analysts published a paper called The 3 C's of Customer Satisfaction: consistency, consistency, consistency. In this study, they surveyed 27,000 consumers across multiple industries, and they found that customer journeys that were consistent increased customer satisfaction by 20%. This increased satisfaction led to a rise in revenue by 15%, whilst lowering the cost of serving those customers by as much as 20%. To make sure that every interaction your business has with prospective customers is consistent, you will need to have clear policies, rules, and systems across all touch points when the customer interacts with the business. I would strive to exceed your customer expectations by investing in in-depth team training across all levels of the business. Make all your messaging, from the copy on your website to the tone in your emails and your social media, consistent. Fix areas where negative experiences are common. This will be where you have the most complaints or the team errors. Then resolve problems fast. Don't let them fester. Provide your customers with a seamless journey from the moment they first spot your ad right through until they buy from you. Whatever customer journey you design for your business, make sure it is the easiest and the most enjoyable experience for your customers. Whether you realize it or not, you are already using sales lead conversion techniques in your business. The key is to make whatever you are doing a deliberate and effective strategy rather than an accidental, lackluster one. Any lead conversion strategy needs a solid database of leads to begin with. For this, you will need an equally strong lead generation plan. If you are looking for ideas on what you can do, check out this video, which goes over just that. See you in the next one.